Hello and welcome to the second lecture of Angular Web Development Series. In the previous video, we discussed about Angular and some of its core features. In this video, we'll learn how to install Angular in our computer, and then we will create our first Angular project. But before installing Angular in our computer, there are some prerequisites that we should know, in which the first one is Node.js. Now, Node.js is used to run JavaScript code in our computer. And the second thing is npm, which is the Node package manager, which contains all the dependencies that we need in our project. The third one is any code editor like VS Code, Sublime or Atom. So after installing these things, we'll go to the terminal and we will use npm to install Angular in our computer. So we will use npm install -g for installing Angular in our computer globally, so that we don't have to manually install it for every project. And then we will use Angular /CLI, which is the command line interface of Angular. And then if you are in Mac or Linux, you might have to use sudo, because there are some permission issues, and so you might face problems in installing Angular in the computer. So sudo is used to give permissions to install it. So our Angular has been installed. Now we will create our first Angular project by using the command ng, which is base for any Angular project, and then the new keyword, which is the first step to create any Angular project, and then the name of the project like Angular project. It's asking some questions. Would you like to add routing? We'll say no, because we don't want to add routing for now. And then we will use CSS as our style sheet. It's installing Angular. It may take some time. It depends on the operating system. Project has been created. So in my case, I'm using VS Code, so I will open it in VS Code by using the command code dot. But before this, we will change the directory to the project we have just created, which is the Angular project. And then we will use code dot if you are using VS Code. So this is the project of Angular that we have just created, and this is the source folder, which contains the main component, which is app component, and it holds the whole functionality that we need, which is the HTML code here, and the CSS code for the component goes here, and the logical data goes in the TypeScript file of the component. But in this lecture, we are concerned with the creating our first Angular project. We will discuss about the folder structure later in our upcoming videos. So I will show you how to render it in the browser. So we will use the new terminal command here, and then we will use the Angular CLI commands to render it in the browser. So we'll use ng and then we will hit the serve command to render it in the browser, and then -o for opening it also. Its port is by default 4200. So as you can see, we have created our first Angular project. Default port is 4200. You can also change it by using the command ngserve -- port and then any port you want. Like if we want to run it on 8080, then we can use ngserve -- port is equal to 8080. So these were the topics about the project and its installation. In the next video we will learn about the file and folder structure of our Angular project. So thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned for upcoming interesting videos including